Hey there, Papa's Posse. Don't forget about that QR code. Take you to my eBay, YouTube, and Instagram page. Well, welcome back to the channel, Papa's Posse. Once again, it's time for Papa's Comic Books, Coffee, and more. Today we have Marvel Comics Group Special Marvel Edition, The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, The Man Menace Called Midnight. Number 16, this book was 20 cents back in 1973. Now, before we begin, don't forget this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's see what's going on. I stand in the chilled evening breeze, slipping through the remnant of nature. New York is named Central Park, preparing to welcome much-needed sleep beside a quiet, well-grown oak. This park is my home now since I left the abode of my father, the Mandarin Fu Manchu. Yet, in this home I have no say over who may visit me, and I fear that I will be forced to forego my repose to turn instead to my skill with the martial arts, my skill with Kung Fu. Will you look at that dude, Mr. Clean? He's all decked out in Onia, those fancy togas like the slant eyes in the movies over at 42nd Street. Yeah, Ripper, and here I thought you had to pay cash money to see anybody dressed like that. Dude must think he's pretty bad to wear that thing, and I wonder how bad. Relax, man. I was thinking I might make the slant eat some dirt. And look, he's already down on his knees, munching some weeds. The plants which grow in the soil of the befooled city contain many impurities, yet certain of them are nutritious, and I do not buy food. I wish only to end my day with tranquility. Hey, creep, don't you know Central Park's dangerous after dark? There's muggers out here. Muggers, I do not know the term. It means guys who hurt people, slant, maybe even kill them. No one may kill me. The bald one's sweat odor suddenly increases sharply. His chain makes the sound of a large bee as it cuts the air. No! I thrust my head forward. A fraction of a second too late. No! Thunk! The chain links catch the lamplight as they spin away. Then a new glint seeks my eye. I leave my weight on my left foot and kick with my right. I dislike knives. They are nearly silent and thus will be suited for attack, unlike the harsh-breathing man behind me. Cripes, Chevy, that cat ain't messing around. He took them 3 while I was blinking my eyes. So he learned something from the movies. He ain't likely to hold up against all the rest of us. Trash him. Uh-oh, here we go. The new one's cry almost steals my attention from my previous foe. Fortunately, my training was complete. Another knife. Oh, boom, bam, bam, yak, crack, crack, boom. Get him, drag him down, stomp his head. Beam, pow, pow, poo. Skillfully executed, my brother. It pleases me to see that your new life has not deprived you of a disciplined mind and body. He stands in the shadow, of course. I race up the knoll to greet him, half carried by the joy buoying my soul. But he is vanished with no slightest sign my senses can seize. Other men would have wondered if they had truly seen anything other than a shadow. But I am Shang-Chi, son of Fu Manchu. I do not wonder. I saw my only friend, the man called Midnight. Yet, when I think of him, I see not only the man, I also see the youth, the boy, the child, the babe. It was the British Dr. Fu Manchu. Somehow they learned of the fungus we nurtured here for you, while awaiting the rebirth of the glorious Sai-Fan. Yes, Tamaka, once again, the Western powers have struck at my plans for world order, like jackals snapping at a crippled lion. Now, who is that screaming infant? Ooh, 6 tapes for only 99 cents? I think I still owe them money for all those tapes. Why, merely another casualty. His parents were among the first to die, and his injuries will soon take him. His name is Menai. But he is of no importance. I am concerned for the larger issue, the retribution that must be wrought upon other attackers, Dr. Fu Manchu. The wailing distracts me. One moment, and I'll put the boy out of his misery. Stop. I am interested in this child. But why? He is ugly and useless. Yes, Tamaka, and can you not hear that he knows it? Even though he is merely a baby, he cries. His cries are not of pain, but of hate. There are no tears in his eyes. Emotions are like blown glass, able to be fired, stretched, and molded into beautiful patterns. Hate is the most malleable of all. A child's father is to him a god. Naturally, I believed my father's goals to be praiseworthy. Did he not ease Manai's mind by causing his scared face to be covered from that day forward? Did he not provide him the same studies as myself? I recall thinking with the audacity of youth that if we students were to become masters of our minds, we should be able to view his features without terror. In the age of 7, I asked him to remove his mask. A duel followed, and so did mutual respect. We found that our regard, knowledge, and Fu Manchu made us much alike. The sacred black and white Chinese American became fast friends. There are no firmer friendships than those formed between two people forging their way through the same adversities. Together, Manai's and my upward progress through school made us inseparable. Until 6 days ago, when I was summoned by my father for the assassination of the Dr. Petrie, which began my new life. As far as understanding of the world and skill with the martial arts is concerned, I could be he and he could be I. But why did he flee from me? Why did I flee from him? He is my only friend, yet I found I could not face him. Your finely honed senses told you he is no longer the same Shang-Chi you knew midnight. I asked you to use your unique abilities to discover his present location so that you would know that. I understand that you would feel his betrayal of me to my oppressors. Yes, oppressors. Yes, but he is my friend. I have known those who were more skillful than I, and so taught me the skills. Those who were less skillful than I, and so fell before me. And a handful, including Shang-Chi, were my equals. But I have known only one friend, and it is he. You also know only one master, Midnight, and it is I. It is I. Oh, no. He was my son before he became your friend, but sentiment is a tenet of Western philosophy, not ours. It is the American streak of inherited from his mother that led him to his treachery. In our philosophy, treachery must not be allowed to go unpunished, and it gives me no qualms to order you, as his equal, to provide that punishment. Unless, of course, you also wish to turn against me. No, honorable one, everything I am may be laid to your wisdom and generosity. Without your intervention, I would be dead, or at best, an uneducated jungle savage. I am your slave now and forever. You will kill him for me then. I will kill him. My friend's flight banishes sleep from my thoughts. I leave the grass of Central Park to walk the asphalt and cement New Yorkers think more valuable. To use the refuse of crime, the pools of putrid liquid beneath my feet to remind me how little I understand of the world outside my father's retreat. Like Manhattan's way of life, complete knowledge of another man's mind will always be beyond me. Hey, you. Yeah, you with the hair on your head. What are you doing on the streets at this hour dressed like that for? I am sorry, officer. I meant no offense. Oh, a wise guy, huh? I'm sick of you kids giving me that phony politeness crud when you're looking at me and then laughing up your sleeve when I turn around for having put me on. Nobody talks like that, kid. Besides that, I think about it. You look to me like that guy the Sarge told us about this morning. The guy that the English cops are looking for the murder of some doctor over there. I killed Dr. Petrie while I was still under my father's influence. Yet, that is no justification to me, neither can it be to him. By Western laws, I am unquestionable guilty, and I should be subject to myself to Western laws. The problem abruptly becomes moot. The bamboo tube hurtling through the air makes an obvious sound, particularly audible to the ears in the diminished noise of this late New York late night at night. However, the officer seems oblivious until it strikes the street. Boom. So that's your game, huh? Drawn my attention so your hippie friends can attack me from the rooftops? I do not know the term hippie. As children, Manai and used to throw messages to each other in this manner after the torches were extinguished. Well, buddy, if one more brick comes flying at me, you're going to regret it. Better tell your friends. Manai's association with Fu Manchu prevents him from revealing himself to the officer. I cannot contact my friend with the officer watching me. Tuck, boom! He falls heavily, but consciously will be his again. Consciousness will be his again in 5 minutes at most. I slide the parchment from the cylinder and read. Honored friend, the morning sun will shed its warmth upon him whose path is not nearly correct. Meet me at the streets named Broadway and Euston. Manai, a challenge to the death. Scenes march in my brain unbidden. In one, Manai stands over my lifeless body. It is an unhappy thought. In another, I stand over Manai's lifeless body. It is a terrible thought. And in between are the half-breed boy and the black boy warming each other with friendship. But I must no longer think of boys. I think of men. The southern section of Manhattan Island. Though New York is a city without repose, this area seems entirely emptied after dark. It looms with great gray warehouses and twists with sudden alleyways that melt away the middle of blocks. In any direction, I hear only my heart, but now a shadow, hurled into enormity against the rotted buildings walled by some low-lying lamp around the corner. I slip forward, the cool wind making more sound than my passage, but no one is there. No, now another shadow farther up the alley. All of my trained senses functioning fully, I glide into the waiting dark, searching. Behind me, he steps out, solidly a living shadow, a realm of shadows. Far away across water, a clock tolls midnight. I see, my brother, that you have come to die. No, Manai, I have come to live. No further words are necessary. Tak, neither of us harbors an illusion as to why we are here. Friendship between two masters of the martial arts has nothing to do with combat. But in thinking of such things, now I do dwell upon our friendship instead of our fight, to my cost. He breathes lightly, surprised that his foot did not find me in the cloak, and evident of his stance. You recover quickly, Shang-Chi. I am not disappointed. He speaks the mental pressure of our duel affects him after all. I am disappointed. This will improve my chance of survival, but I expect the better from you, Manai. Are you yet a master of weaponry? He knows I come prepared. My nunchuck whiz, freeze even as the alley walls return the sound of his voice. He strikes well. I recoil well. He misses. I step around the blaze as he recovers himself, smashing him for 4 times, running with the time-on sweeping motion of my arm. It pains him. His next thrust is a touch too slow, and I catch the knife. A twist to pull it from his hand. And now, weapons were a mercy of a sort, Shang-Chi. In unarmed combat, I shall be your superior. For your path is new to you, and mine is as old as my memories. His words slow with confidence, yet this is the second time he has mentioned our diverging paths. The idea is lodged in his brain like a bone in a man's throat. The functions of that throat continue to be before, but there is always pain. Perhaps words will help. Manai, my path is new to me because I only recently realized its existence. Fu Manchu enlightened us only to the path he wished us to follow, but in the outside world. In the outside world, my brother, men hate Fu Manchu and his glorious work, just as they hate ugliness, disfigurement, and men from foreign lands. I shall never walk a path through such filth. His kick is brutal. I reach for protection. Crump, boom. The path of ignorance and bigotry is muddy because it is well trod. I agree. The path of a wise man is removed from that, and thus is clean. All right, chorus girls, cut out the high kicks and stick your hands up. Nice and easy. Spotlight that voice. Oh no, here we go. New York's finest don't go for beating up cops. Pally, and we're not as inept as you think. Tracking you down was no harder than checking your description, Miss Shang-Chi murderer. Now reach. I shall find you later, my brother. Well, I'll be the kid's got guts at any rate. Okay, Boston Blackie, at least I collared you, so let's... But boy, am I gonna get the horselash back at the station. Holy cow, he's gone too. The sky is streaked with the promise of dawn. Now I stand high and silent searching. As the falcon seeks his prey below him, I use my vantage point to scan the streets beneath. Also, I use it for protection, for Manai's skill is bleeding with the shadows he's made, him completely silent, even to my ears. I am the only man who can approach you unheard, Shang-Chi, a fact that determines my victory and your death. Deal only with the present, Manai. The future lies always beyond one's grasp. I hang by my fingertips, but they are strong as steel, strong enough to anchor me as the twist of my body in the offense. Techniques for unarmed combat against an opponent with a bow flash through my brain, my hands, and my feet. Yet, no, none are so desirable as avoidance of such combat. However, as I carry myself hand over hand across the 50-foot abyss, Manai leaps out to walk the wire on his toes, using the staff for balance. I have made another error. Only my speed and at least second drop to the ledge below allow me to escape the black-clad feet that seek to crush my fingers and cause me to fall. And now, even this haven is denied me. Knife-edged stars slice past. Manai will not miss for long. I drop 3 stories to the street. Thud. Ooh, bicycle, an MX, Motor X. An answering thud announces midnight's arrival. Surrender, Shang-Chi. Do not prolong this further. A construction site. There must be pipes. Now, midnight. Now we shall face each other evenly matched. You no longer call me by my given name. You call me by my nom de guerre, my brother. Given names are for friends, Midnight. You have fortified our friendship. A path can connect 2 opposite points, but a man cannot travel toward both at the same time. If your love for my father outweighs your love for me, I can only recognize it and act accordingly. Bang, 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 boom, boom, bang, bang, bang. Rage has driven him to more bravado than silence in his blows, and through that usually brings disaster. I find it is I who must flee again. Climbing the crane will not save you. I will not desert my path. I will follow you forever. Then follow. I crave not escape, only time. Instantly, he swings into the scaffolding, skittering upward like a great black spider, clinging greedily to the steel strand web. And I am the fly. This image sticks in my thoughts like flypaper, and suddenly a new understanding of myself opens before me. I accepted the inevitability of our battle, accepted the battle itself. But I never truly accepted the death at the battle's end. I said I did, thought I did, but the concept of actually killing Manai remained only a concept, not a possibility. I have never felt the death power in my limbs. Tonight I have struck to injure, to dispose, to disable, bit, never to destroy, and thus I have never been more than the fly, however bravely I buzzed. But midnight has been the spider, and once more, while I chased my thoughts, he has taken the advantage, scuttling up the other side of the web of positioned above me. Yet I see my weakness now. I accept it, and I subdue it. I understand now that I must no longer hold back. Does friendship cloud your mind again, Shang-Chi? Or do you halt because you understand that you cannot best me? Hate drives my attack, my brother. Hate that twists the already twisted face under the mask into a sight that could only kill in itself. You spoke of love before, for you and your father. But love is not mine to have, let alone to give. You eased my days as a youth, yet I do not need you For the remainder of my days, I need no one. I am alone. I understand it now. I am no man like other men. I cannot be that. I am a weapon. He kicks his bloodied face, yet now his voice crescendos in blind passion. And now I swing away. Aye! His weight all rides in his foot, and his foot encounters nothing but air. Off balance, he cannot control his fall. As before, I shall have him. And he falls. Oh, no, no, no. The hook. His cape caught onto the hook. The sound of his neck snapping was like the crack of doom. I climbed numbly from the perch. Strongly, or perhaps not so strangely, I thought slips on call from the past. I always wanted to see his face, to see what drove him. Now is my chance. I know I have only to climb again and pull him to me. But even without the seeing, I know the scars that plagued him. Farewell, Manai, my brother. By nature men are nearly alike. By practice they are but wide apart. Whew! And that was The Master of Kung Fu, The Hands of Shang-Chi. I hope you enjoyed that little reading. Now don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page. Papa's-comic-books. Alrighty. And as Papa and Shang-Chi always say,
that was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.